Welcome, you guys. This is Eric Brent to another video. I am the host, Family Cash Machine, the Fam Cash Coin, a new cryptocurrency that is launched now. It's on the Ethereum blockchain, and we're teaching wealth. We're teaching black wealth, and we have our own coin to demonstrate how to recirculate black wealth anonymously and to educate our people about the game of what's going on with economics and politics, because politics and economics run together. But I just walked this little hill here. You guys see the hill I just walked. I ran this hill last week. Like, I did like 5 laps up this hill. It ain't that steep compared to what I do in California and what I do, you know, on Stocker over in the Baldwin Hills area. But people in Dominican, when they saw me running this hill, they thought I had lost my damn mind. In fact, I think somebody called the police and sent the police over here just to check my temperature to make sure I wasn't crazy as hell. Because these people are real laid back. You gotta remember, these people, they drink cerveza, they hang out, they listen to good music, and they chill. They have a very stress-free life. It's kind of a third world country. It's a lot of poverty here, but the economy here is a little different. Like, I'm looking at these condos here. You know, in America, these cost like $3-4 grand a month. Here it's $300 a month, American dollars. It's like 17,000 pesos, 20,000 pesos. That's a middle class to them. So I saw a big condo up here. I wanted to try to find it where it was at. But let me get out this darkness, because you guys are seeing me in the dark. I want you guys to see me in more of light. But it's kind of hot. Okay, there it is right there. You guys probably see me. Let me lower this a little bit. Yeah, okay, cool. We're good. So I'm sitting here. There's a new one here. There's a new one at the bottom of the hill. There's a lot of new developments in this neighborhood. This neighborhood here looks like a pretty new neighborhood. It's not that old. Where's that condo at? I saw it. Oh, here it is. It looks quite different from the other side. Look at it. It's kind of looks a little different from, like they ain't finished that wall right there. Or maybe they're gonna attach. Yeah, it's like something else gonna be attached to it. That's what it looks like. Yeah, I'm a real estate appraiser, so I can see. Yeah, they're gonna attach. They're not finished building. They got another piece coming up on it, so they don't have to finish that because there'll be another piece on it. But I was just looking at some of these houses and stuff, you know, and we're gonna kick off a little bit of information in a minute. I just wanted to look at, because I saw that from the bottom of the hill, and I was just curious to see how it looked. Now the dogs here, they even laid back. Dogs just be chilling, man. They don't really be tripping on you, you know. But I did want to show you guys some of the neighborhood where, oh, matter of fact, they got my condos over there. The green ones, the green and white ones. Yeah, that's them over there. Sometimes I'm on the roof filming, and I got what I can economically afford, like $300 a month, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. It's nice. Actually, like I said, if I got that in say West Covina or Pomona area in Los Angeles, I'd have been spending about $2,700 to $3 grand a month for the place I got for $300 a month. So I can't complain at all. There's looked like a few occupants in this building because I see the plants there and there. So, the red, I don't know about that. But, I mean, hey, I guess they got that to stand out. I mean, it's a lot of interesting stuff here. Residential, Paula C. the second, I guess. So, okay, well, I guess you say so. I'm going to walk around a little bit and see what I see around here, because I haven't walked this neighborhood that much. But walking with a camera is a little dangerous, because some of these guys snatch cell phones, so you can imagine what they do with my camera right here. But they see these guns right here sometime too, so they know they gotta tangle with them, because first one run up and grab something gonna get knocked up out. Unless he got a gun. He got a gun, he can hide the shit. But he run up on me with a little knife, he got a problem. But anyway, walk the neighborhood a little bit. We're gonna talk about economics. I really want to talk about the black man in America, because the last couple of days I covered the Oprah Winfrey story and how she's been attacking black men. And you know, it's interesting, man, that black men in America have suffered such a stigma. And this is all based on the Jim Crow, racism, based on, I don't know if you guys are hip to Willie Lynch. And all that stuff is documented in the Congressional Library. You can find these documents and read some of the philosophy that they were teaching white people back in the 1800s towards black men. They taught that we were beasts and we were criminal by mind, we were savage, we were highly aggressive in our criminal activity, and you had to watch us, you can't trust us. All this type of stuff was, let me show you guys where I'm at right now. All this type of stuff, I don't know if you can see that, all this type of stuff was embedded into their psyche. So therefore, Hollywood tries to propagate this. They try to keep this stereotype going. So this has a lot to do with economics, man, because it actually, this stereotype actually keeps you out of a lot of boardrooms, because they've already have this stereotype of you that you are, and they got quite a few nice houses up here on this hill. I've never been up here. They got a stereotype of you that you're criminal minded, you're aggressive, and you are just a demon, you know. And so when you read some of the definitions of black and white, you'll see what I'm talking about. But again, the family cash machine, we deal with economics, we deal with money, we deal with the money. So why did I take this journey, man? I took this journey because I'm realizing that a lot of the problems with our people is economic. You know, a lot of the problems is economic. When you don't have the right economics, then your medical health is not going to be right. Your education ain't going to be right. You know, it's attached to everything that you do. And so you have to have economics. The economics have to be right in your family. If not, then, man, there's a big old house right here. I'm just realizing I live in a kind of baller neighborhood. I mean, compared to, look at that. Look at that house. Shit, that ain't too shabby. That look like a house in Baldwin Hills or some shit. It actually look bigger. There's some nice little houses up here. I'm just realizing this. It's a lot of apartments, but got a couple of ballin' ass houses up here too. So I'm not in too bad of a neighborhood, I guess. But, man, that's nice. There's another one next door to it. These are all black people, man. This is interesting, but you know, I noticed that Dominican Republic has been somewhat tainted by that light-skinned, dark-skinned thing. Some of the Dominicans don't like the Haitians and all this stuff. It's a little bit going on there. Hey, I like that little glass thing there they got there on the side. That's nice too. So here's a vacant lot right here. So maybe somebody will build on there. But I'm just walking the neighborhood talking, man. Again, it's Eric Brent. I represent the Family Cash Machine. What is the Family Cash Machine? Where do we get that name from? Family Cash Machine. Well, we were thinking about generational wealth when that name came about. That name represents a family that can access cash, and they put their income on automation. That's what a machine represents automation. And so Family Cash Machine represents a family who has created generational wealth, and now their income is automated. And whenever they need something in the family, they can just tap into that machine that they created, that automation, and they could pull the money out how they want. Hola. Brother up there. They got a lot of construction here. Look at this construction here. So there's another construction here they building. And you know, it's great to see all black people working. I don't see no white people working on none of these buildings. These are all black people just working on these buildings because it's pretty much a black country. It's also great to drive and not get pulled over because you're black. I mean, this is just interesting to be in a different country, you know. But like I said, it has its dangers. It has its dangers because this is third world country. Again, I'm just walking around looking at some of the stuff here, some of the homes, because I've never been in this up here. Taking a little risk here because I don't know nobody in here. I don't even speak the language. But people have been pretty nice to me. And as long as you respect people, they'll respect you. And as long as you carry yourself in a certain manner and you keep your antennas up, you'll be all right. Because, you know, when I'm walking through Harlem or when I'm walking through DC or certain areas I don't know, I got my antennas up. So, you know, it's the same thing here. If you're from the hood, you're going to be good. That's all I can say. If you're from the hood, you're going to be good because you know how to keep your antennas up and watch for certain things. But anyway, back to the economics. Man, economics for black people is non-existent because we don't really have economics. We just get money, spend money, get money, spend money. We don't really have economics. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, bien, bien.
We don't really have economics. We just get money and spend money, like I said. We have to always, oh, this is nice. We have to always enjoy ourselves and white folks' economics because we don't have anything that we've created that will perpetuate black wealth. Look at this. Pretty nice. See? But I have seen some areas where people live in shacks. But this area here, I mean really shacks. But this area here, this is pretty nice. It's a nice apartment coming up, and they got homes next to them. This is gated. They don't have private parking. I mean, this is gonna be real nice. Real nice. So, again, there's a house right next to it here. This is a small little house. It's a nice little neighborhood here I'm in. And so everything's nice here. Look at that house. That's a nice house there. Ah, it's kind of hot. Whew, it's in December and I am burning up. But again, some people look at you strange when you film and they're not used to that out here. So you got to be careful not to put some people on camera because they don't like that. Some people cool with it, but most people here don't like you putting them on camera. Okay, back to the economics. Family cash machine represents generational wealth. That's what we're teaching. Black people, how do we get to generational wealth? How do we get to the point where we can pass down wealth to the next generation? And that's what caught my attention with the Oprah Winfrey story, because by attacking hip-hop, attacking Russell Simmons, that's an indirect attack on hip-hop. And hip-hop represents a lot of people who've created generational wealth. Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, Master P, Prince, what's the guy's name? Jay Prince. I can't forget my man, Irv Gotti. These dudes, 50 Cent, these guys have created generational wealth. Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, I mean, I go on and on, man. Queen Latifah, these people have created generational wealth for their families. So to attack hip-hop, understand what's going on, you guys. This is an attack on individuals who have created generational wealth. Now, my dad was a guy who did doo-wop. My dad is one of the original doo-woppers. Ralph Vernon, he was in a group called the Moroccos. They was one of the first black bands on American Bandstand. They traveled all over Europe. My dad was on tour with James Brown and Ray Charles, all of them on that Chitlin tour. But the doo-wop era is the beginning of what you got now, hip-hop. It's funny, it was doo-wop, now it's hip-hop. So doo-wop, back in those days, was kind of like looked at as the bad guys. You know, the troublemaker guys, you know. My mom said when she met my dad, he was a doo-wopper, he leather jacket on, greaser hair, you know, the pumper dude, whatever, you know, always hanging out singing. Look at that house there. And these guys stayed in trouble, gang fights, the whole nine. Pretty much the same thing as hip-hop. Doo-wop, hip-hop. It's interesting how we went from doo-wop to hip-hop. I think my dad needs to do a book on that because he's got some stories to tell, my God. So from doo-wop to hip-hop, has been a part of our culture as black people. But in the doo-wop era, man, those guys got ripped off. They got robbed for their money. Those guys got robbed. I mean, they really got taken bad. But by the time the hip-hop came, we had the whole Motown era, so black people had learned more about the economics. So one thing about hip-hop is not only did it create artists, but it created business moguls. And for the first time, we started to take control of our talents. We started to manage our own talents and produce our own talents and publish our own talents and get publisher rights and writers' rights. And we started understanding the game. So to attack hip-hop, to me, is an attack on black generational wealth. Now, you might not like everything about hip-hop. I'm gonna be honest with you. I watch hip-hop evolve. I was one of the, grew up in the 70s and 80s, so I saw African Bambaataa, Sugar Hill Gang, Grandmaster Flash, Run DMC, Houdini, I mean, you know, Roxanne Shante, can't forget her. All of these individuals, I watched this thing evolve into what it is now, okay? I watched it evolve into what it is now. And some of the things out here I don't really like. I don't like some of the rap, but guess what? It's a culture, it's a lifestyle, it's music. And also what I wanted to say is it's just like the rock and roll. You know, rock and roll has different dimensions. I kind of like this place. It's a little small. It got different dimensions to it. Show y'all that place over there. Okay. Rock and roll has different dimensions. You got yours rock and rollers. It's about death, and it's about satanism. You got so many different departments of rock and roll, but every rock and roller is not a satanist. Every rock and roller is not promoting death and destruction. But you do have some in the rock and roll industry that are about death. They got skulls and bones and they're into this dark energy. But that's a section of rock and roll. It's not the whole of rock and roll. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about the suicide rate of these kids that's in rock and roll. It's very, very high, very, very high. So that's a section of rock. That's a section of rock and roll. Some people worship the devil in rock and roll. That's a section of rock and roll. Nobody's talking about that. So hip hop, same thing. You got sections that I like and sections that I don't like. We got a lot of youngsters that's infatuated with guns and violence and murder. That's a section of hip hop. That's not the whole of hip hop. Because you also got your Tupacs, you also have your KRS-Ones, you also have your Commons, you also have your Mos Defs. You know, people with a message that's positive. So hip hop has different dimensions. Even Queen Latifah had a lot of positive messages. But then you got your little Kims, you know, that come from the streets and talk about the hustle. It's real. It's what happens in the neighborhood. The hip hop actually is a reflection of the lifestyle that black people live on every dimension. It's an expression, an artistic expression. Black people have found a way to capitalize on an artistic expression. Sometimes it's pain, sometimes it's the hustle game, sometimes it's death. It's hip hop. I like hip hop. I don't like some of hip hop, but at the same time, I like the fact that our people have taken the pain and the struggle of the ghetto and made it a rhythm. And they have a rhythm to the pain. Wow. So anyway, again, it's become a multi-billion dollar industry, and we control a lot of that industry. We control that industry financially, we control a lot of that industry, but we're still not distributors. And the first time we tried to become distributors, I hope you guys can see me good, that Puff Daddy, I think Herb Gotti, Suge Knight, and I think, who else? Jay Prince, all these guys were trying to start a distribution, and guess what? All of them got in trouble around the same time. So you guys gotta understand this game, man. It's a hell of a game going on. When I talk about economics, I'm talking about life or death. I'm talking about revolution. I'm talking about revolution, okay? I'm talking about revolution because white people control economics all over the world, period. They control the economics, they control all the industries. So when a black man is talking about money, he's really talking revolution in a different way. They understand that. You don't understand that. So they've trained your brain to say, we don't want to learn nothing about no money. I just want to get my money, get my money. If you ain't got no money, I don't want to hear what you're talking about. That's not a very productive attitude, because that's the attitude of a person that's going to get some money, lose some money, get some money, lose some money. See that? So we have to teach our people the game of money. You guys keep hearing me say that, the game of money. It's a game, man. It's a cold game. Now, I'm gonna deal with a little bit of Oprah for a minute. I don't want to take too long on this video. I've been talking my behind off, but we're gonna talk about Oprah a little bit. Hola. So when it comes to the Oprah thing, I remember years ago, Oprah and Bill Cosby, they were talking about buying CBS. And mysteriously, Bill Cosby's son ended up getting murdered off the freeway. He was in a Mercedes-Benz that they claim caught a flat tire, but he was in a Mercedes-Benz that don't get a flat tire. They got a Mercedes, don't even get a flat tire. It's a $150,000 Benz. So he got a flat tire. The whole story just didn't make sense. But I think that was a power move based on him talking about taking over or buying CBS. He had the money. Now you see where Bill Cosby is right now. At that time, Oprah Winfrey's company got attacked, and they were trying to sue her, the cattle companies or whatever. They were talking about suing Oprah, and they had her against the wall. So there's a lot of power moves that go on, man, when you're talking about money and power. And you guys got to understand. You got to understand the game. But Oprah Winfrey started her own network. Called OWN, OWN. And I was excited when I saw her start her own network. But immediately they started promoting against her. They started saying, oh, well, Oprah can't get no good shows. This is Hollywood. This is the powers that be upset that she had her own network. And then she was actually competing with some of the major network shows. And so they started propaganding against her. I'm just giving you guys a little history here. They started propagandizing against her. And so what happened was Oprah was forced, because she wasn't getting any action, she wasn't getting any traffic or anything. So, all this bad publicity went against her. So I think it's Discover, one of those companies went and bought big stakes in her company, huge stakes of her company. Wow. So now she's not in control all the way no more. She has to answer to other people. So now all of a sudden we start seeing stuff like Neverland and all this other crap that she's doing, And she may not be totally in control of everything going on. Now, I'm not making no excuses for her, because at the end of the day, we all have to make our choices. We all have to make choices, and we don't have to choose to sell out. Period. We don't have to choose to sell out. We can sell our companies, but we don't have to sell out. You can say, you know what, you can have this company, but you can't have me. See? You can't buy me. So that's a choice. I'm not at any way condoning what she do, because she could any time sell her company and bail out and leave. She don't have to sell her soul or sell or compromise who she is, but she's been done that. It's been going on a long time ago. I remember when she had the whole cast of Barbershop on there, but she didn't have Ice Cube on there. And I'm like, what the hell? How you gonna have a cast of Barbershop but not have the guy on Barbershop who, they got a Kamado right there. The guy on Barbershop who wrote the whole story of Barbershop. And I remember Ice Cube's rebuttal to her was, you have a lot of dark people on your show, people who have a lot of dark actions, and you think that they're better than me? I thought that was interesting. I'm looking at the Kamado when I called from my house. This is the Kamado that comes out to my house a lot. And I just know it was up in the cut, up in the neighborhood somewhere. I see some of the drivers over there that comes to my house. And so Kamado is store. It's a store. I get a lot of bread from there. I get a lot of items from there. And you know, that's where I get a lot of my stuff from. So they looking at me filming right now, but it's what I do. I just talk to you guys about what's going on. But again, Oprah Winfrey, you know, she had the whole cast on, Eve, all of them, but she didn't have Cube on there. I was like, what is this? It just kind of threw me for a loop. So at that point, I kind of knew she was a little flaky. Then she had Chris Brown help her to put money in some of them schools out there in Africa. But then when the whole Rihanna thing happened, she had Rihanna on there and totally took Rihanna's side, even though I don't agree with how, you know, Chris Brown punched her. But, you know, I think she should have had both sides of the story. That's all I'm saying. She's a journalist. But, you know, it is what it is. But I saw a big-ass hickey on his head, so somebody hit his ass, too. But, you know, we all know what that story was now. But he had no right to hit her the way he did. I seen some bruises on her, too. But at the same time, nobody's perfect. And I don't see the loyalty she had towards Chris Brown that she got towards Weinstein. And Weinstein is a guy who is definitely a sexual offender. I'm back in my neighborhood now. I just walked through the whole hill. That hill was nice. I see where the Kamado is. I'm thinking it was right there. Okay. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. We're talking about black economics. We're talking about black male imagery. Because your image has a lot to do with what you can generate income-wise. Okay, and that's why I'm on black men so much about pulling their pants up and looking more presentable. I mean, because even though we live in a hip-hop society, meaning that you can wear jeans to a business meeting now, you can, but you can't have your jeans hanging off your ass. You know what I'm saying? You can wear, you know, shorts, but you don't want to have your shorts hanging off your ass. So it's a certain way you have to present yourself when you're trying to do business. Me, I prefer to wear a shirt and tie when I'm doing real business. When I'm going to get some real money. Hola. So when I'm going to get some real money and talk to some Asians or some white people and I'm serious about doing some real business, I come with a shirt and tie. You don't have to wear a suit, but I wear a shirt and tie and some nice shoes. That way they know, ooh, he here for business. It's a universal language when you wear a shirt and tie. It's a universal language. And so black men, we got to do better about our image because they've already wrote the narrative about your image. They wrote the narrative, and the narrative that they wrote about your image is not too good. Okay, so again, back to what I'm saying. Is Oprah is, you know, she not working for us. She has never been working for us in a long time. You guys just not finding that out. But at the same time, it's like we have to write our own narrative. I'm so glad Oprah did this. This is really, really, for me, I'm thankful that she did this because now what's happening is it's awakening people. I'm watching videos people doing, and I'm watching a lot of different commentaries and different YouTubers now. They're on to Oprah. They're all now talking about Oprah, what she doing, how she did what she did, and it's like elevating the consciousness of people right now. So I'm thankful. Thanks, Oprah. I appreciate what you just did because you're making black people think. You're making black people right now go, why did she do that? And that's all we need. All we need is for us to wake up and start asking questions as to why people doing the stuff that they do. And once we start asking more questions, it's going to elevate our consciousness to another level. So, again, like I said, you guys, the Family Cash Machine has created a movement of people that will help our people think more economic. Think more economic, because we don't control nothing. We making money, you got black people that got some money. But we don't control nothing. We don't control entertainment. We don't control the movie industry. We don't have not one movie company. We don't have, when we watch all the movies, we probably spend more money on movies than anybody. You know, we don't have one tennis shoe company, and we probably buy more tennis shoes than anybody. Well, I'll say Michael Jordan got a shoe that's his. It really is his. You know, so I'm saying we need more production. But Michael Jackson's shoe is made in China. So I'm saying, you know, we gotta start waking up to the economic part of this. We really do. And without that, we're just not gonna be doing that great. And so I'm sitting here and people are really intrigued with the videos I do, but I got to keep this going. I got to keep you guys understanding what's happening economically. And the only way I can do that is to travel all over the world, study different economics around the world, connect with my people all around the world, and teach them about money. This is the best thing I can do. And it's not just me. There's a lot of people now contributing to what I'm doing. A lot of people now contributing to adding and elevating you guys' consciousness. But the Family Cash Machine, I'm going to launch and show you guys we've launched an economic program that can actually elevate you guys and can sustain people to make money for a long, long time. We've created a system where you guys can make money for a long time without a job, without the approval of anybody. We have a system now that we've created that you guys can make money. Hola, how you doing? ¿Cómo estás? So we have a system we've created that you guys can make money for a long, long time. We're getting ready to launch it. It's a network marketing, and it's also passive income, and it's also a pool of money where we give you guys a percentage of what the classes are making. Even if you don't want to do any networking, you get a percentage of what the classes are making. It's passive income. It's shared revenue. It's a whole different day, you guys. And we're coming together to do this. Hey, we doing this together, and there's a lot of people here that's really nice to me. We're doing this together, and we're going to surround it around economics. We're going to teach you guys economics, not just teach you economics. We're going to allow you to get paid on the school, and it's a shared revenue. It's a network marketing, but if you don't want to do any networking, if you're not the type of person that can go around and share with people, then all you have to do is buy a course, and you're going to be qualified at that point for some of the pool money. Meaning, there's a pool of money that's accumulated from classes that we sell that's shared with everybody in the class. Wow, nobody's doing that. So I'll start doing some videos and sharing with you guys how it works actually. But right now, I just wanted to touch on black males and our image. I wanted to talk about how our image is damaged and how our image is compromised. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. You guys grab that link, like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll keep the videos coming. I'll keep the information coming to you guys, and you guys have a great one. Bye-bye.